128. Join me without any delays, page 73. There is a reading that begins with, "And what is my lifespan?" And what is my lifespan? I'm like a man gone out of Egypt. The Red Sea parts, I cross on dry lands. 2 walls of water on my right and on my left. Pharaoh's army and his horsemen behind me. Before me the desert, perhaps the promised land too. This is my lifespan. Putting ourselves among the Israelites who are leaving the land of Egypt, I am going to remind you of Pharaoh's army. The emergency exits are both behind these 2 doors and behind those 2 curtains. There is one that leads straight onto the yard. This one here leads you into the office tract. For all the visitors, the bathrooms are, if you enter the building, to your right. From here, you would always just need to go back to the entrance and then continue walking for just a couple more steps. Welcome to all the visitors. We're especially excited about parents in this space of long-term members. And today we are beginning Shabbat HaGadol, the big Shabbat, the great big Shabbat right before Passover. The Shabbat that asks you most bluntly, are you ready? Have you bought your matzah yet? Have you registered for the community seder? Have you engaged in whatever kind of inner or outer cleaning rituals with which you make your home ready for spring? And maybe an even bigger question, are you ready to begin something new? Are you ready to leave some old things behind? So I'm going to leave you with these very big Shabbat HaGadol, the big Shabbat questions, as we're diving into the liturgy for Kabbalat Shabbat, well-known words, space within you to think a little bit on maybe some of these questions. And if you haven't registered for the Seder yet, you still can. You use the link in the newsletter. And if you still need matzah, they have them at Albertsons. So don't dwell on those profane questions. Think about the big questions. Page 136, Psalm 29, Mizmor David. We are diving in.
Havul Adonai Beni slight mic adjustment. Please excuse. Shamor vezachor bedibur echad Hishmi'anu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad U'shmo echad L'shem u'leteferet
Verse 2.
Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'nilcham Ki mekor habracha Merosh mikedem Kisucha Sof Maaseh B'machshavat Tehillah
Verse 5.
Boi v'shalom Ateret bala Gam besimcha uvetzola Tokemunei am segula Boi chala Boi chala Lekadoni likat kala yadala 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 Nishaba Nikabela Lekadoni likat kala yadala 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 Nishaba Nikabela.
Page 140. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. This is the song for Shabbat. It's a gentle song. just a gentle melody that maybe helps you to settle in, to settle down, to feel a little bit more grounded in this moment in time. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Uzamer, uzamer, לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High. Page 146. But before we rise, here's another question for Passover. בכל דור ודור חייבים אנו לראות את עצמנו כאילו יצאנו, כאילו יצאנו ממצרים. In every generation, every single one of us must see themselves as if we just left Egypt. Every single one of us in every generation. That also means every single you. The you last year, the you when you were 5, the you when you were 13, the you when you were 26 or 57. Every single year, you imagined yourself as if you had just left Egypt. So, before I ask you to rise for the Baruch Hu, I want you to take a moment where it really felt like that was true. An age, an experience that just laid behind you, and you knew you just left your personal Egypt, your personal Mitzrayim, a place that felt narrow, and now you're free. And once you remember that time, that year in your life, I ask you to rise with your heart full of gratitude for the Baruch Hu, the moment when we rise to face God. 146. Please rise only if you're able. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Please be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv arabim el chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv arabim. Page 151, a reading that is called starting as you taught Torah. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Ahavat Olam, this never-ending invitation to enter into a relationship with God, with yourself, through Torah.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavtanu. Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavtanu. Ahavtanu. Adonai Eloheinu. How deeply you have loved us. How deeply you have loved us. How deeply you have loved us. Adonai Eloheinu. How deeply you have loved us. How deeply you have loved us. How deeply you have loved us. Adonai Eloheinu. Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavtanu. Ahavtanu.
Adonai
Eloheinu.
ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. 152. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to go from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Page 158, marching together. Who's marching with you? What do you see if you look left and right? And where do you think you're going? 158. כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Blessed are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Just a couple of days before the festival of redemption, of liberation, of new beginnings, of giving birth to a new year. This is the Shabbat to take deep rest, the Shabbat to rest up just before summer. Give us a couple of hours to look inside, to rest up before the new year begins. Page 160, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom. Let's find a resting place to rest a little bit before we set off on our journey.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom V'hamidenu Shamreinu Lechaim Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom V'hamidenu Shamreinu Lechaim Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom V'hamidenu Shamreinu Lechaim V'hamidenu Shamreinu Lechaim Ushmor Tzeitenu Lechaim Shalom Me'ata ve'Adonai
לחיים ושלום, מעתה ועד עולם, ברוך אתה אדוני, הפועל סוכת שלום, עלינו, עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים. שבת שלום. בכל דור ודור, in every generation, חייבים אנו, we have to, we must, we are obliged to, לראות את עצמנו כאילו יצאנו ממצרים. Look at ourselves, in every generation, as if we ourselves left Egypt every year anew. If we really left Egypt, what would we know today, deep in our bones? That miracles are possible, that they come with high prices, that hope is never unjustified, that the food was better back then, that we're never allowed to look back, that we must walk forward, even if we do not know where we go, that we can sing songs of gratitude, even if there is still much to be accomplished, and that now is the time to clean our houses and stock up. All this we would know every year, deep in our bones. Like many years, this year we're reading Parashat Tzav right before Passover. Parashat Tzav is much like its predecessor, Parashat Vayikra, in that it details how to give sacrifices in the Mishkan, in the sanctuary in the desert. In this week's portion, however, we learn that sacrifices made for gratitude should be made with leavened bread, unlike most sacrifices which are made with unleavened matzah. It is emphasized that loaves of leavened bread should accompany what is also called a well-being sacrifice. A well-being sacrifice that looked maybe a lot like our challah, puffy and risen, rich in eggs, oil, honey, things you would usually not put into a loaf of bread. A bread that says abundance, safety, comfort, sweetness, gratitude. Dough that has risen is a delicacy, the result of a lengthy process and a series of steps that require accuracy and time. Ask me about my most miserable challah experiences, when not even the ducks at the duck pond wanted to eat it. But yes, it requires accuracy and time, neither of which I seem to have. When yeast is added to flour and water and the dough rises, the result is a robust and textured culinary delight. There is accomplishment in the process. When the oven is opened and perfectly shaped loaves are removed, the feelings of pride and wholeness are palpable. This is the reason why when we offer a korban todah, a korban hoda'ah, a sacrifice of gratitude or well-being, we do so with leavened bread. It represents a sense of completion and fulfillment for which we express our gratitude. Matzah, on the other hand, symbolizes humility, imperfection, yearning, the innocence of young children who don't really know what it is that they want to do in life, but they want it really badly. It is the bread of the poor. The preparation process is stopped midway, an expression of incompleteness, of not yet being there. It is for this reason that matzah normally accompanies our sacrifices for God. Standing before a force larger than ourselves, matzah expresses the humility and dependency we feel as we walk the world. With the Korban Todah, we approach God in a different spiritual state. We bring it when we feel whole, confident, safe, secure, and complete. In this way, the sacrificial process gives us room to explore the many different dimensions of human experience. The Korban Todah is the fullest expression of a life that is whole. A regular sacrifice, the Korban Matzah, even if there's nothing like this historically, symbolizes our state of being porous, incomplete, on the journey, yearning to become whole. This is the Shabbat between challah and matzah. This is the Shabbat between the sense of abundance and the sense of going back to the starting spot on our board game. What are the rules for this Shabbat? It means that you should not eat matzah, as you're not allowed to eat matzah starting on the first of the months of Nisan. Clean your house. Make sure you let everything go, latest by Tuesday afternoon. Do a bi'ur chametz. Look for the last crumbs of chametz in your house. Light a candle. Get on your knees. Look into those kitchen closets. Find something. Everybody has a cookie. Take it out of the house. Make a little campfire in the driveway of your garages. Don't care for the neighbors. It's an ancient ritual. Maybe you get to explain something. On the morning of Wednesday, go out for croissants. No more croissants in your house, but no matzah yet. Savor this. Go to Wild Crumbs. Make they wonder why there's so many Jews this morning. And then on Wednesday night, sit down at the Seder. Don't eat. Wait. Listen to almost the entire story. And then eat matzah. Make a sandwich that makes you cry. Eat more matzah. Find the matzah. Make crumbs. Make more crumbs for more days. Eat pizza. That's the recipe. It's just 1 week. It's 1 week of matzah, of being small, of being humble, of being a child, of being pure, of asking yourself, what are all the things that keep on crumbling between your fingers? The big ones, the small ones. It's a week to break apart a little bit, to reconnect to who you want to be, to become each single one of you, one of the 4 children at the Seder table, asking, why are we doing this? Why am I doing this? Why do I clean my house and then make it dirty again? Why are you sitting here? I am hungry. Why can't I eat a sandwich? And so forth. But also, what would I do if I stepped into the desert today? Who do I wish to become on this next journey? What does it mean to be innocent for a week? Who will hold you accountable when you forget to be humble? And how can you connect to your inner child? What do you do? What do you want to leave behind this year? It is a tradition, the Shabbat before Passover, Shabbat Hagadol, that the rabbi's sermon, one of 2 each year, would help you, support you to enter this process. The process from challah to matzah. The process from wholeness to brokenness, the process of becoming a little empty so that new things can occur. 5 years ago, I moved to Bozeman, and one of the first emails from this congregation said, one of our members wrote us the following email: "A woman belongs on the bema like a ham sandwich on the Seder plate." And I do not know this woman, but I'm often smilingly thinking about her. I never put a piece of bread on the Seder plate. There's so many people who did before me. I was told I wasn't told, I knew him. I had a colleague who ate bread on Passover because he thought that was the apt thing for a non-Orthodox Jew to do. I know the earliest generation of lesbians who put bread on the Seder plate because their sister of one of them had been told by their rabbi that lesbians belong to Judaism like bread on the Seder plate. There are people who put bread on the Seder plate because they don't want to be innocent and pure. There are people who want to preserve what they fought for. So many reasons. I'm not telling you to put bread on your Seder plate. I really don't. I'm still shell-shocked by this discovery that there are people who do. But what does it mean for you? A second set of questions. What do you not want to leave behind? What are the little luxuries that you want to take with you onto the next journey, into the next chapter, even if it is darker and more disturbed than you thought it would be? What will give you a sense of peacefulness and joy and physical safety, even when the walls of the sea seem to come closer? What do you take on a journey if you know for sure that liberation might still be more than 1 week ahead of you? Shabbat Shalom. We are on page 164, the beginning of the silent Amidah. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. And whenever you're ready, slowly, you can return to the space, to the page 180.
Oh, say Shalom Bimroma. Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael.
please be seated for a moment? As we're thinking about prayers for shalom, for peace, we're about to begin the section of the service that is all about the prayers for the people we know or knew, the people we love or loved. It is prayers for healings, for well-being, for comfort, for the rising of souls, for peacefulness even beyond death. I want to share that these last weeks have taken quite a toll on a community as small as ours. The Kaddish list is getting longer and longer as we're adding the list of the year. Mort, Bob, Loretta, Ed. This is more death in the small community that have occurred in a very short time than I have seen since I came here. And it is so unfortunate knowing who these people were, what they believed in, what they fought for all their lives, that they had to go now. I don't know if some of you sometimes share the thought that I have, that it is a gift when someone can die looking back, knowing that they fought for the right things and that they accomplished one or two. It is heartbreaking when they have to go in the middle of a time as we're living in right now, because they leave restless and worried for their families. I want to say Mishaber for my friend Noah, who had a baby 3 weeks ago in Jerusalem, whose husband works in the government, who has 2 older kids, 5 and 8 years old, and who goes several times each day with these 3 kids down into the shelter, and she also has a fever. And this is just life as it is in 2026. And I'm not even talking about the thousands of people who don't have bomb shelters to go to in Lebanon, in Iran, even just in the Bedouin villages in Israel. We're all a little raw. We're all a little exposed. We're all a little wonky these days. I know that many of you feel hopeless and distraught and anxious thinking about the future. I want to invite you all to say Mishaberach, not just for the people we want to name individually, but for this community that is full of mourners, for the person here who said together with her dad and the Yankee hat that is still missing and will be missed forever, for all the people who sit here with bleeding hearts and brains, trying to make sense of the news, trying to feel the right feelings, which sometimes comes easily and sometimes it doesn't. May there be healing. May there be comfort. May there be a sense that we're here in community and that we can hold many different kinds of pains and many different kinds of worries. Are there any names you want to put out here individually?
Michael Krause.
Richard Belgrade, Mira Amiraz, 371.
Bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Please rise for the Mourners Kaddish. This community is saying Kaddish for Bob, for Mort, for Dan, for Loretta, and for Ed. Are there any other people you have lost recently, or you have lost around this time of the year, beginning of Passover, who you are remembering today?
My father, Bill Weber, and my two grandfathers. My dad, Bill Weber.
Page 598. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמה דברת חיותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחי יכון וביום יכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה ברכו. לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. זיכרונו לברכה, זיכרונה לברכה, זיכרונם לברכה. We're blessed remembering you. Please be seated. Maybe some of you remember this elderly guy, very tall, very skinny, always wearing tie-dye shirts, only being here in the summer, always being late, always leaving early because that is how he liked it. That was Ed. And I was in touch with his daughter today, whom I told that, there are people in this congregation who remember him and remember him very fondly as one of the founding members of this congregation. And she said, yes, he would be so happy to know that he was liked there. And I said, isn't that human? So if you remember him and you liked him, may he rejoice in that from above high. We are on page 627, Shalom Aleichem. Two angels, may they guide you on your way home. One that says, it's okay. It's okay. We're going to get through this, one step after the other. And the other one says, maybe it will be even better than okay. Maybe there will be some true joys, some true moments of liberations on our journey. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem Leshalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Nilei
Here are the announcements. Sign up for the Seder. If you don't know where the link it is, it's twice in the newsletter. You just have to click on the link and you say with how many people you're coming and what kind of food item you can bring. It can be vegetarian and fish. Please no meat and obviously nothing that contains grain. Any vegetable dish and a fruit dish, anything flourless, or if you use it, the special flour for Passover, please bring plenty. People are always more hungrier than we expect them to be. If you still are searching for the spirit of Passover and you haven't found it yet after this service, come tomorrow at 6 p.m. to the synagogue. Marnie, our board member Marnie, is going to do Havdalah, and then they're going to watch The Prince of Egypt, which is a crash course on what Passover is all about, more or less. Sometimes the movie's a little creative, but that's okay. Tomorrow morning is Torah study with Erin. We are continuing the conversation we began last week. Sunday is Yiddish classes. Mahjong on Tuesday is not happening in this space. I don't know where they're meeting, but I asked them, Town and Country, great. I asked them not to meet in here because we are going to set up tables and tablecloths and kosher the kitchen. And so we're going to be really busy this week. There is going to be bar mitzvah class. The kids and I are going to make charoset. So we will have one large bowl of beautiful, amazing charoset straight from the sacred country of San Francisco, made by Miro, a Sephardi recipe. It is amazing. And you'll have a very simple Ashkenazi charoset that the kids and I will do on Tuesday afternoon. My class is going to take place on Friday, even though it is Passover, mainly because there are 2 Fridays afterwards where it can't happening. We are going to meet this week just for Passover for the Seder. Then there is a little Zoom service on Friday night, but more importantly, we have a morning service for Passover on April 4th here in the synagogue at 9:30. Please come. It is followed by a matzah oneg with matzah and cream cheese and eggs, and please come for that. And then we're in it, and we're going to move through Passover just one step after the other. It occurred to me that usually our Passover morning service, at least for the last years, it was always closer to the beginning of Passover. And this year, at least it feels to me, it will be more in the middle. So the Passover morning service is going to focus less on the moment of when we left Egypt and more on the moment of what do we do after we crossed the Red Sea. Page 657, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. There's so much that makes us hope that Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, may peace come, or may peace finally come, or will peace come yet? It is page 657, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. And if it is your custom and you feel comfortable, you may rise and hug, but you don't have to.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam
Cody and Kyle and Lynn for doing all the things that make these services possible. Shabbat Shalom.